Today, George, Sean and Lucy are going to be discussing the familial formations of Newtown and Mossman and what this comparison shows amongst the formation of families and the attitudes around it.
Mossman is an affluent suburb of Sydney and home to 7,042 families, who have an average of 1.8 children. Most Mossmanites are older, settled professionals with a median age of 40 years and a weekly household average income of $2,463, well above the national statistic. The children of Mossman are on average older than Newtown, with 10 to 14 years being the biggest single age bracket, suggesting that families in Mossman are more established. 46% of the families are nuclear, while around 10% are single parents. In about a quarter of all couples, both partners work full-time.
Newtown is a hipster suburb of Sydney. In contrast to Mossman, the ideas around marriage and family are very different. Families in Newtown are much smaller, with the average family only having 1.6 children per family, as well as the largest age bracket of children in Newtown being the 0 to 4 age bracket. The formation amongst adults is quite similar, with younger families, with young urban professionals in the age bracket around 25 to 29. This shows that there's a younger demographic of families in Newtown and that they're sort of just coming out and emerging. The income is also about half of that of Mossman families, and the families are differently formatted, with a large number of same-sex couples in Newtown, but a reported 65% of families actually reporting to the ABS that they have not been married. Only 24% of couples are also married in Newtown, and that goes to show that there's a much different, untraditional approach to marriage and families.
What do the demographics of Newtown versus Mossman mean in relation to the formation of families? A comparison of the demographics of Newtown and Mossman illustrates the significant impact of employment on the composition of a family. Couple families in Newtown that had both partners employed full-time made up 39.3% of the suburb's population, and 54.5% of Newtown's families were a couple without children. In stark contrast to this, only 23.4% of Mossman's couple families had both partners employed full-time, with only 41.6% of the couple families not having children. These figures clearly demonstrate the more conventional family structure that exists in Mossman, as the majority of families had children and only one parent employed full-time, while only 30.3% of the couple families in Newtown had children. Moreover, 22.3% of those in Mossman's labour force are in managerial positions, compared to only 14.3% of Newtown adults in this role.